Elon Musk, you're an animal. It is a Monday. It is Layer 1 Live. We've got a lot going on today. Number one being Elon freaking Musk and Tesla coming to our rescue. It is green candles everywhere. As we can see, the markets are up crazy big today. Good to have everybody in the house. I think I got about 30 of you here. It is time. And we are at the precipice of mass adoption. And why? Why, you say? I don't know. Institutions. We've got big firms coming in. We got Michael Saylor getting Elon Musk in. Only about a couple months ago, Elon was asking, how can I get our large assets on the books into Bitcoin? Michael Saylor helped him out, apparently, because they put $1.5 billion on the books, and we are ready to sing his praises because this is essentially ushering in a bull market. I mean, there's no other way to put it. He's. I don't want to call it market manipulation, but what the hell is happening with DOGE? This whole thing is just on another timeline, on another spectrum. And a lot of it is because of Elon. So, again, shout out to our main man, Elon. We'll praise to him. This episode, there's a ton of things going on in the markets right now. But again, a lot of this is revolving around institutions getting in, pushing this price up. They don't want to be the last guy in. Elon already said he wasn't in the early adopter phase, but he's here to support us, and he put $1.5 billion on the books for Tesla. And I'm sure at this point, that's already worth a little bit more. You know, he didn't get in yesterday. So we got a lot going on today. I'm going to give a couple quick shout outs. Easy and Crypto is in the house. Ballas is in the house, bringing the NFT army with him. It looks like Loadmaster is here as well. Orlando, shout out to you, my brother. Ander, Katsumoto, Crypto Chris, fresh off the W over the weekend in poker that we'll get to here in a second. Some say that Elon owns an army gold coin. That might be true. That may or may not be true. It's all hearsay at this point. It's all hearsay. But you know what's not hearsay? I was on Layer 1 Live a week ago saying it felt like the top. Buffalo was trying to get me into Dogecoin, and I was basically telling him that if his thesis is that Elon is going to tweet a little bit more about Doge and therefore it's going to go up, kind of shaky ground on that thesis. But apparently not, because he continues to tweet. The SEC filing that happened just now that is making the rounds, basically saying that they put $1.5 billion on the books for Bitcoin from Tesla. So I don't know where we are. Like the traditional method of investing is completely, at least in crypto, I mean, it's turned it on its head. And we can call it market manipulation. We can call it a lot of different things. But Elon doesn't give a shit. And that's what's awesome about having a ton of money, is it doesn't freaking matter. There are a lot of things that are, skirting the line here a little bit. But it doesn't matter. Dogecoin, 80 cents. Or 8 cents, not 80 cents. I hear a lot of people telling me Doge is going to $1. It sounds like a meme. Sounds like a meme, but if he continues to keep this up, I don't get it. All right, we got Orchid in the house. Asmodai is saying regional time of day to you all. Choina is in the house as well. NFT Army is showing up. Guys, we're going to have a good episode here. I'm going to take you a little bit through our rundown. Obviously, Crypto Buffalo is not with me today, but we're going to have ourselves a good episode. All-time high is going to be 116, so get the word out. Let's see if we can earn some extra lads here today. Some people earned some lads over the weekend. An announcement on the February grant is coming. Got a lot of things going for lads. So, breaking news. How could it not be? Tesla is putting $1.5 billion into Bitcoin. CME futures, ETH futures to be exact, going live today. A lot of people kind of signal that as the top here. Once institutions can get in and start shorting in big amounts, What happens to the price of ETH? Well, it doesn't matter because we're tweeting about Doge. It doesn't even freaking matter. Wyoming. Lawmakers propose letting DAOs officially register in the state. I'm super hyped about this news. That came out a couple days ago. Kind of went under the radar. Not as sexy as a Shiba Inu. So no one's going to talk about it. But Wyoming lawmakers proposing letting DAOs officially register in the state. Decentralized ownership. Entities existing that are known by the state. That's big. We got Curve Finance doing some things. There's DeFi exploits all over the place. Tether is freezing some of the I think it was 2.4 million. We talked about the Yearn hack a little bit ago. They're freezing 1.7 million in profits from this person who got 2.4 out of that hack. So much decentralization. Coindesk is launching Coindesk TV. And then we have some NFT news. We got Cometh. We got Doki Doki. Dude, Matic is absolutely going to rake in the projects here. I mean, what's ETH gas station at right now? Let's even look at this, huh? Oh my God, I just spit everywhere because look at this. Look at usability, folks. Are you kidding me? We got Doki Doki moving over to Matic. Polygonal Mind did that awesome cube that was being mined by a lot of players. Rarible's raising a bunch of money. And then we have some DeFi news. Good week for DeFi here. MISO is launching. I'm going to take you guys through MISO. That's some awesome stuff. Wi-Fi minted that 6,666 Wi-Fi tokens. ULabs from UMA is launching U stocks. Basically, they're indexing tokens that are the tokenized synthetic version of stocks being traded in the open market. The way they're organizing that is by how they're being talked about on Wall Street Bets. I'm going to talk about that there in a second. ArmorFi also is looking to raise some money. It looks like they got some backers. Dude, I'm not going to go to what the fuck fees right now. If you value your sanity, do not go to that website because the amount people are starting to pay for, it doesn't make any sense. And you've probably paid upwards of, it depends on how big a whale you are. Some of us are shrimp, some of us are whales, some of us are dolphins that kind of finding themselves in between, but you've probably paid a lot for gas fees. And that's only going to increase as the price of ETH increases. Nice to see everybody in the house. Let's see. Choin is saying ETH sure is broken at the moment. Jonathan saying salute to the queue. Salute to the queue. I'll salute you guys right back. Good to see you guys in the house. XPlow is saying RIP Buff till we meet again. And then I'm getting also, and I'm gonna make sure I have the right stuff up here so that I can get a great recap of poker over the weekend. XPlow is absolutely killing poker. You guys are killing poker. And by killing, I mean you guys are doing a great job if you're not hip on the lingo. Let's see how many we got in the house right now. We got 36 guys, all-time highs. Come on, 116. I'm going to go through Lads Poker and some of the things that XPlow was able to tell me that went down here over the weekend. All right. 47 total participants, 70 signups. Took a total of an hour and 30 minutes. You guys are flying through that. 70 NFTs were given out. 7 Wax wallets were created, receiving their first Wax NFTs. I'm sure those projects are happy to see that. And we had a lot of projects come in and donate a ton of NFTs, as well as the Lads NFTs. So congrats on that. Crypto Chris was the winner. Nat came in second, and Stannis came in third. Buffalo didn't go. Look, this was a problem early on. Buffalo was saying, I got out too early. I flopped pocket aces right out the back on the last event. He got to like 12th on this one. So congratulations to the guys that were on the final table. I will be getting you that ETH. I promise you that I will be getting you that ETH. I will be reaching out to all of the winners over the course of the next couple hours. You might have to take some of this in wax, depending, on the situation. Because how do I send you that? The gas fees alone are as much as you guys want. So I don't mean to be getting on ETH. ETH, I love you. We'll see what happens with ETH futures here. A lot of people were saying once CME futures kind of came into the realm, or kind of came in focus there for ETH, that there was going to be a lot of shorting going on by these institutions, and that was going to send the price of ETH. That was going to be like a local top. Doesn't matter, because Elon's coming in with his Doge tweets, with his Bitcoin news. Doesn't matter. Everything's going up, only up right now at least. But again, want to touch on XPOW. Did a phenomenal job with poker over the weekend. Again, we had about 50 take parts, 70 registered. That's only going to continue to increase, guys. The NFTs that we're continuously putting out, that's only going to increase as well. Quick piece of news there. It looks like XPOW is going to be AFK 2 weeks from now. So usually we run these on a bi-weekly basis. We're going to go ahead and run a special event this weekend. You need to have 500 lads to participate. You need to be a recruit. For those of you that don't know the ranks, you need to hold a certain amount of lads, and that is only going to increase as we get larger. So you need to be a recruit if you want to take part in the event over the weekend. So we're going to run a poker event this weekend. Talk to XPlow. Get in Lad City. Let them know what you want to do. Get signed up for this club. Need to have 500 lads to do so. All right, the chat is absolutely lit today. Appreciate you guys showing up. It looks like we have about 43 in the house. Again, all-time high is going to be 116. I already took you through the rundown. Congrats, Crypto Chris. Congrats, Nat. And congrats, Stannis. I will be reaching out to you guys. All right, really quick. This is another piece of announcement. Asmodai hit me up, but Corey from Uplift hit me up this morning as well. It looks like their Minecraft world is coming along, and this is important for the lads. We need about 3. I believe Corey let me know that about 3 are going to be whitelisted. So we need 3 builders of Minecraft worlds to help us build our little plot in Uplift.worlds Minecraft server. And the really cool part about this, and he just hit me up before it went live, is we're going to be able to get Uplift boxes for building in this world. So if we have something built, I don't know what that means. If I put a block there, Corey, is that all we need? But I'm assuming it doesn't need to look like this. But here's Boyd's Minecraft world. And again, we're trying to join these metaverses. We've got some things in Crypto Voxels brewing. We've got some. You guys have heard us talk about Sandbox for weeks and weeks and weeks. It looks like Uplift's starting their world there in Minecraft. We need a couple builders. Reach out in Lad City. We've already got one. Asmodai already has one in the works. If we have something built by Friday, I don't know if it needs to be this space station necessarily, but we can get that dropped to the community. So basically, we would get those boxes from Corey, then we can redistribute it out to the community. So a lot of good stuff is happening in the community. Shout out to Paul. Shout out to XPlow. Thank you guys for showing up. So, yeah, Loadmaster's in the house saying we would help, but we have an army world. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a full world there. There's gonna be a ton. I might be able to pull up a map here. Let me see if I can't do that without doxing Corey here. So we got a kind of like rudimentary look here on how this is gonna look. Wax is a part of it. Lads is sitting there, man. We got a nice little spot. I don't know what the darkness means, but we got a nice little spot here. So if you are interested in building in Minecraft, please let me know. I'll hook you guys up. I'll get you whitelisted, and we can start to earn some of these boxes. Scott Harris Firestone is in the house. I don't know why I said that so officially, but what's going on? Freak is in the house. Rajiv, good to see everybody showing up. Okay, so this is the episode today. We got a lot of breaking news. CME went live. Elon, we got to touch on Elon. I need your guys' comments here to carry me through that portion. Then we got quick news. We got NFTs. We got DeFi. And then I'm getting up out of here. But that's about an hour from now. So you got me for an hour. We just hit the lads portion of the news. I am solo. Pour one out for Buff. Buff's busy making that money. All right. Okay, guys. So here it is. All-time high is 116. You're going to be earning some lads today. Let's get it to 116. Let's see what happens. Otherwise, please like. If it's your first time here, please subscribe. Bringing you the latest in cryptocurrency. And there's a lot to touch on. Number one, numero uno today. Elon Musk Tesla has invested $1.5 billion into Bitcoin. This is according to an SEC filing published today. Woo! He doesn't care. He doesn't care. The richest man in the world does not care about the SEC. I mean, they care enough to have an SEC filing saying that we're putting this on the books. But as far as the tweets, as far as the markets, he skirts the line, if not crosses over that line, a lot of which we wouldn't necessarily cross into. He's got the power. He can do whatever he wants, and we're feeling the effects. So it's awesome to see Elon coming in here, spending $1.5 billion, putting him on the books, and we are good to go. So if you guys didn't remember this, it looked like MicroStrategies. Again, MicroStrategy, I believe they've been investing, again, like 40, 50, 60 million here, 100 million there. I'm sure it's over $1 billion at this point based on their kind of average price in. And this is kind of the prevailing feeling, right? Elon has been talking about this for a while. He's had Doge in his profile for a while. It's something where it just became official, right? We knew that at some point he was going to surprise us with this. Now, there was a tweet, I believe. Yeah, right here. It's talking about it right here. Tesla's Bitcoin purchases come just a month after MicroStrategy's sailor extended an invitation to Musk. If you want to do your shareholders a $100 billion favor, convert the Tesla balance sheet from USD to BTC. Other firms on the S&P 500 would follow your lead, and in time, it would grow to become a $1 trillion favor. And Musk replied, are such large transactions even possible? And the funny thing about this is he's tweeting about Doge. I think DGen Spartan pointed this out earlier. He's tweeting about, no, it might have been Kobe. He's tweeting about Doge and buying up all the Bitcoin. So it's a big story. It's a big story. We're going to look at this. We could potentially look back on this and say everything was different before Elon and after Elon. Small Town Cowboy, is it good, though, that one guy can have such an effect on the price of the coin? Maybe he's trolling us. That's the fair point. That's what we need to be talking about here. And, again, going back to the point that he is the most powerful man in the world. He's got all the money. He doesn't care about a lot of regulations. I remember when I think he was moving the Gigafactory. No, he opened one of the Tesla factories in California when it was the governor's mandate that he shouldn't. And he said, screw you. Can say the same thing to the SEC to some extent. You don't want to go to jail. But he's got himself some good lawyers. He'll be able to do that. Oh My Coin's saying possibly via OTC. Yeah, 100% this happened OTC. No way he's going out on the market and, buying this up. He'll find, and congratulations to that OTC desk too. That's a lot of BTC, and it definitely happened. BE and AE, possibly biblical Bitcoin terms. Yes. It could be. Now we get swept up in the news, right? Maybe it's a big moment, but maybe it's not the moment. But this is a big, big, big time thing. And we'll see if, retail's already somewhat in. I know some Google trends that we need to hit, likely. We probably need to hit some marks before we can say, retail's fully in. But I'm sure you guys are getting hit up. Let me know in the chat. Are you guys getting hit up? I feel like all the friends that I, got in 2017, they're all thankfully not on my ass anymore. They're basically saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then the new people are saying, how do I get in? Well, you go over to Coinbase. Unless you're Soulja Boy, then you get, Bitfinex. That still pisses me off. Yeah, it would need to be OTC. 100%. Bowles is saying I entered Bitcoin in the year 1 BE. So, obviously, this has taken the world by storm a little bit. Again, for those of you that have been in Bitcoin, we knew that this was going to happen. We just didn't know exactly when it would become official. So, it's not necessarily news. It's like, oh my God, wait, Elon Musk? No, the guy's been tweeting about Doge. He's been tweeting about Bitcoin for a little while. But the fact that they actually put it on the books, as far as like the recording via this SEC filing, that's huge. So let's see where we're at today. So continues to rise, 43K. We're hitting all-time highs. ETH's all-time highs. Bitcoin's all-time highs. Doge is all-time highs. We're seeing it everywhere. We're seeing it everywhere. For the love of God, stop pumping Cardano. Stop. Listen, if any of you are in Cardano in the chat, just lay out the thesis. Lay it out. Please. There's no reason it should be number 4 by market cap. None. But I guess if you don't launch and you're perpetually, hey, moving that roadmap a little bit back, I can't do it though. I can't. I'm not a big fan of Charles. But number 4 by market cap? No. Not coming. So, if you guys have more, stories here on Elon, definitely let me know. I could definitely touch on any of that. Xpod's talking about the graph. I can definitely hit some of the graph. The infrastructure plays I can agree with. Chainlink, although the Link Marines are a little bit crazy, I'm okay with because you need all of that. BNB. That's another play, man. Binance, there's a lot of cool things. Llama's been in Binance. A lot of the lads have been in some Binance Smart Chain pieces. That's not a bad play whatsoever. So if you got in on Binance pretty early, I'm sure it's multiples over 2017 at this point. I'm going to CoinGecko like a pleb. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. All right, we got about 55 of you in the house. We're getting a little off track because the story it's not a concrete, detailed story other than the fact that Elon's buying BTC. The question is, do the other firms get in now? Does Tim Cook from Apple get in? What other firms now are going to get in off of this piece of news? How big of a piece? Is it the, after Elon, before Elon, or is this just another notch up? We don't know. Easy saying he got in on BNB a long time back. Yeah. That's a good one. I might be able to get some more news based on this Elon. I'll touch it for just a second longer, guys. Look at the front page of the block. Look at this man. So this is official, right? No, I don't want that. God, Dudas, please. Dudas isn't there anymore. It's not on him. In January 2021, we updated our investment policy to provide us with more flexibility to further diversify and maximize returns on our cash that is not required to maintain adequate operating liquidity. Thereafter, we invested an aggregate of $1.5 billion. Brings tears to my eyes. In Bitcoin under this policy and may acquire and hold digital assets from time to time or long term. In the near future, subject to applicable laws and initially on a limited basis, which we may or may not liquidate upon receipt. Another big thing. Another thing that we didn't touch on. they're looking to accept Bitcoin for purchase. I never understood that. I mean, when someone, I get it for like the day to day, but if you're making a big purchase like a car, you can just liquidate to fiat and then pay for it. I mean, there's a little bit of a friction point. Have that discussion with me right now. I don't get the whole, hey, we're offering Bitcoin to people to just buy it here right now. I guess it is helping the friction points a little bit. Now that I say it, now that I kind of like think it out of my mind, you don't have to wait for a lot of things to settle. You don't have to wait for the, 24 hours, 48 hours. But it's not that big a piece of news to me. Anyways, I might be branded. I might be branded there by the Bitcoin maxis that want the whole world to be transacting in Satoshis. All right, Loadmasters Rock. Did someone make $10 referring him to Coinbase? Yeah, that's a big piece. Could have got more sending him to Bittrex. I don't know why I keep shitting on Bittrex. That's my fault. All right, here we go. We are moving on. CME. This was a pretty big story. I hate to move on from the Elon story because I love it so much. Tesla bought $1.5 billion using their government tax credits. Sticking it to the man, truly. Easy saying I was joking about the tickets for SpaceX rides, but that would be dope. They accept for buying a Tesla. Deanna Price says companies usually give a big discount for paying with BTC. Kieran says, doesn't make sense to buy coffee with BTC. The transaction fees are too high. A Tesla, on the other hand, yeah, that's fair. It's probably less transactions, 100% less transaction fees that you need to go with. Yeah, and Simba brings up a good point. Can avoid some taxes doing it that way. Yeah, definitely out of my pay grade as far as like figuring out the tax implications there. You probably do, you could probably skirt a couple things there. So that's my first X for the day, boys. Don't get too crazy. All right, this is what we got. CME is about to open its doors to ETH futures trading. What does this mean? This means that large institutions can get in via an avenue that they're used to. This also means that large institutions can short in an avenue that they're used to. So a lot of people thought that this would kind of mark, like I said, a local top where you had that, and it's only because this happened with Bitcoin, right? When CME launched Bitcoin futures, it was the start of a bear cycle. Like if you go back and you look at the date at which BTC futures went live, a lot of money can go into kind of selling off. Maybe you have a position short. But this didn't happen with ETH. And there's a lot of different factors, right? There's a lot of different factors of why that didn't happen, of which, we're cognizant of some. The overall market sentiment when Elon's doing things like this. But bullish that it didn't dump. We'll see what happens over the course of the next couple weeks. CME ETH futures were announced in mid-December to much fanfare. Per contract details published on the CME website, the futures are cash settled and based on the CME CF Ether dollar reference rate. Each monthly contract represents 50 ETH, an amount worth roughly 78,000. The launch itself represents a significant step toward the creation of financial products built around cryptocurrencies and is the first product of its kind in the U.S. So, interesting piece of news here. We'll keep an eye on the volumes that come in. At first when they launched BTC futures, I don't think CME was doing that much. But over the course of a couple months, 3-4 months, that volume got significantly higher. Taking a look at the tweet here. So, You can kind of get the sentiment here. There's a lot of people in the community, and then there are a lot of people that said, "What the hell?" That doesn't necessarily mean that ETH is gonna see any type of top just because CME launches this. Just because it happened to Bitcoin doesn't mean it's gonna happen to ETH. To which they're kind of right. So those are the two pieces of breaking news. We have the kickoff here of ETH futures on CME. So more exposure for the cryptocurrency. I mean, it's absolutely nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Where we've come in even 3 years, for those of us that were around in 2017, it's another world. It is. So 61 of you guys in the house. Let's see. When Tesla Desk first pulled a swap car. Yeah, we need a Tesla. We needed a NFTs. I need the Tesla wrapped up in an NFT. Digiphysical, I could have it in CryptoVoxels and then use that $60,000 NFT and then get collateralize that, get my loans, and then use that to buy more ETH. Am I doing this correctly, guys? Am I doing it right? Did I break it? XPOW. Maybe next round of stimulus from the government can buy a bag of Doge. Biden better hurry up. Kieran saying atomic swap your Tesla car. Yeah, we're gonna be able to swap a lot of things here shortly, aren't we? Yeah, if you guys didn't see, Buffalo was streaking in the Super Bowl. I don't know if you guys caught that. So speaking of the Tesla and speaking of Tesla and a bunch of these different things, I can't remember who it must have been Komodo. It might have been someone else. We interviewed them for the Layer 1 podcast. This is just a little tidbit here. He said he had worked in like electrical engineering and in electric cars and renewable energy and all that stuff. And he was saying that eventually our cars will power our houses. What'll happen is the autonomous car will take you to wherever you need to go. Although you won't really need to, go to work anymore based on kind of the way that our world is heading. You won't need to drive into work, at least. Car takes you to work, drives itself to some type of gigafactory, some type of factory where it charges up, comes back home, powers your house. I know I'm a little bit off kilter here. You guys got to stay with me. But interesting piece there. Okay, I'm going to get into quick news here. We touched on CME, ETH futures. We touched on Elon Musk's big announcement. I'm not touching on any Doge tweets. Doge tweets get enough coverage as is. Simba EOD catching up on the VOD a bit, but what is your opinion on the current market cap of Matic? Matic seems to be positioning itself really well. I think if you talked with them maybe 6 months ago, or you kind of saw didn't they have some exploit that happened? Something happened where I think their funds got hacked. I remember seeing something about Matic there. But since then, they've been on a tear. They just got Doki Doki. We'll touch on that. Don't you guys love that I'm such a pleb that I pull up CoinGecko and not TradingView? Isn't this is the content you guys come here for, right? So 96th on CoinMarketCap, market cap of 357 million. It's hard to judge these NFT protocols. It's really hard to judge the NFT protocols. I might even have something pulled up here. So they don't even have Matic up here. That's how crazy it is. That's how crazy earlier you are. How about that? Based on what I'm seeing here, I mean, Flow's not even on here. I don't know if they even keep up with this, huh? Come on, CoinMarketCap. See if I can't go to Matic. That's fine. We're going to touch on them. They just got Doki Doki. There was a couple others that have announced. I think they're doing some things with OpenSea. But if you continue with this, if this continues, there's no way that Matic and these other layer 2s or other layer 1s aren't going to benefit. I already kind of laid out my thesis with all of these different swaps. We saw QuickSwap. Let me see if I can't pull that up. QuickSwap exchange. Let's see if they got any bump. The QuickSwap again is the Uniswap of Matic. We can see the liquidity's flowing in. Volume spiked around, I believe, the Ghost transfer. So Aavegotchi being one of the biggest. It'll be interesting to see this now. So this is the second time, right? This is the second time we see one of these bigger projects move in. Well, Doki Doki's definitely not as big as Aavegotchi, but there's going to be bigger ones. So we saw spikes, right? If we go back into the daily, this was the Aavegotchi. Right after the Aavegotchi went live, boom, 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 boom. Then we're seeing a little bit back up. So this is not investment advice. QuickSwap is super interesting to me if Matic can keep bringing people in. So great question in there. We're going to get to the Doki Doki stuff. We'll touch on the NFTs there later. There's about 60 of you in the house right now. Keep the comments coming. I think without further ado, we should get into it. Easy saying he got into Cosmos. There's another one. There's another one. Cosmos. So, all right. I'm going to touch on this next story. This was awesome, by the way. These are the type of things that go under the radar because they don't have like an immediate direct result in like some type of price. But Wyoming lawmakers propose letting DAOs officially register in the state. This is awesome. At its heart, the Wyoming bill aims to allow DAOs to be chartered in and recognized by state authorities. They would be enabled to form as a limited liability company or LLC with the term DAO, LAO, or DAO LLC appearing in the official registry. It appears that existing LLCs in the state can become DAOs under the terms of measure. Why is this big? I mean, other than the fact that you're gaining legitimacy by allowing DAOs to, have this registry. This is absolutely gigantic for people that are looking to decentralize their project. One of the biggest things that new projects need to worry themselves with, especially social tokens. Let's be honest, social tokens are very gray in regulation. One of the things that they have to work on is decentralizing their project and not be seen as kind of a centralized entity that controls a ton of tokens and is distributing it at will, selling, yada, yada, the XRP, if you will. That's kind of the argument for XRP was super centralized, just dumping on their, constituents. But if you can decentralize your project, and now you can decentralize it officially on the registrar in Wyoming, that's a move towards decentralization, towards legitimacy in the eyes of the SEC and things like this. So, and Kieran brings up the awesome point, right? The DAO can go out and own real world property officially. Yeah, and Kieran looks like he's read this a couple times. There's a few gotchas, like it requires the code be updatable and things like that. Look, again, we're not maxis here. At least I don't think most of us are decentralization maxis at this point. The way blockchain is going to work is with the powers that be, not completely against them. So am I surprised that they're like making these disclaimers and saying, hey, in order to be a part of this registry, you need to have XYZ taken care of? No. The measure covers DAOs that are member managed or algorithmically managed. For the latter category, an algorithmically managed decentralized a DAO may only form under this chapter if the underlying smart contracts are able to be updated, modified, and otherwise upgraded. Big stuff. Really, really good for people, creating DAOs. I feel like DAOs will have their moment in the sun. NFTs, social tokens. I think NFTs are going to have their moment here this year. Social tokens, I believe, may increase or catalyze DAOs a little bit, because you do have this thing of, hey, I need to be, if I'm creating this, community and all of these different things, I need it to be sufficiently decentralized. I need to move towards a DAO. We've seen Whale do this, moving towards DAOs. So, super interesting to see. Great comments coming through. Choin is saying Wyoming has always led the way, being crypto friendly. Absolutely. Easy saying this one is huge. Q, are we heading to Wyoming with the lads? All right. We had some exploits come through. This is kind of par for the course here. I don't think any funds were stolen. It even says it. Curve Finance. And this is interesting because it's the first time it's happened to Curve. Curve Finance shuts down Y version 2 pools after finding vulnerability. No users or funds were affected as the affected trading pool was immediately shut down. Decentralized stablecoin exchange Curve Finance reported a vulnerability this morning that affects a new trading pool involving yield aggregator project Yearn. The exploited pool was quickly shut down to prevent an incident. Here we go. We have the tweet from Curve Finance here. We had discovered an issue with the new YV2 pool. The pool has been killed in order to protect LPs. All funds are safe. Deposits will be sent directly to liquidity providers. No further action is required to withdraw. This is the second time it's happened with Wi-Fi, and we'll touch on it here in a second. But this is the second time in, I believe, 2 weeks that this has happened with Wi-Fi. They're making the upgrade from version 1 to version 2. Version 1 was exploited. Now today's issue on Curve saw the V2 pool get exploited. This is important as well, with the team confirming that the issue was not a fundamental problem, but instead a technical one. This is what you deal with. You deal with open finance. Open meaning it's transparent. Transparent meaning it can be hacked. So, smart people on both sides trying to get it done. This was an interesting story. See if we can't do this. We talked about Yearn's exploit last week. Yeah, touched on Yearn's exploit last week. There was like a $24 million hack. It looks like we got more answers on like the actual cost, right? Right here. Let's see. The exploit was very expensive to pull off. This is what we were asking before, because he got away with like 2.4, but he ended up taking 11 before they actually shut it down. There was like costs associated because it was a total of like a $24 million exploit. The exploit was very expensive to pull off. To do it, the exploiter had to pay $3.5 million in liquidity fees to Curve, $3.5 million in staker fees, and $1.4 million in fees to Aave. In total, the exploiter profited $513,000 in DAI and $1.7 million in USDT. But Tether said, no. I'll give you CFI. I'll see your DeFi and I'll raise you some CFI. They damn froze those funds very quickly. I don't know. This is an interesting story because we're in crypto. We're in decentralized finance. What do you guys think about Tether being able to freeze these profits? And make no mistake, and tell everyone you know this, a lot of these protocols, a lot of these networks, and a lot of these stable coins, what have you, they're centralized. It's like when they're on the stock market and they add blockchain to their name. Doesn't mean you're blockchain. Just because you're in crypto doesn't mean you're decentralized. Even though people will use that as a cloak. XRP did that. When XRP got in trouble, they tried to lean back and say, oh, we're in crypto. This is decentralized finance. No. First of all, don't bring us into this. This is on you. So let me know what you guys think about this. Now, they cited that they had to work with law enforcement. U.S. dollar stablecoin company Tether has frozen 1.7 million from the DeFi protocol getting exploited, mitigating some of the 11 million lost in the exploit. So it looks like out of the 2.7 million, 1.7. So it looks like he got away with 1 million still. I'm not quite sure how they were only able to freeze a certain amount. Maybe that was the one that was in USDT. Yeah, it looks like it. And here's my point. Critics of the freeze point out that this means that Tether isn't decentralized and thus in opposition to the spirit of decentralized finance. Now, Ordonio says that freezing assets is a preliminary measure to give all the parties the ability to process the events. He adds that Tether is a centralized stablecoin using blockchains as a transport layer. So there it goes. I mean, that's directly from the CTO's mouth. A centralized stablecoin. So make no mistake. Make no mistake about what Tether is going forward. And let people know that too. And what we have here is this is not the first time Tether has frozen assets from an exploit after the hack of crypto exchange KuCoin this past September, in which 203 million was stolen. Yikes. Forgot about that one. Yeah, so Perm is saying, Tether never told anyone that they are decentralized as far as I know, so that's totally fine for me. That's the point. It's just that most people will make the assumption, right? If you're not in crypto, most people are going to make the assumption that you have a stable coin on the Ethereum blockchain. Oh, it's decentralized. So just know. Kieran's going down the rabbit hole. Bitfinex paid loans back after courts unfreeze their funds. Tether freezes funds shortly after. So, yeah, this isn't new. Just want to keep people abreast of what's going on. Great comments coming through. Thomas Erickson says, yes, you're doing it right. Don't sell crypto. Use it as collateral to buy more crypto. If everything goes up, you are killing it. But manage your risk if things go down. All right, the last piece of quick news here. Coindesk, this is how you know that we're in a bull cycle, right? Coindesk launches Coindesk TV. Industry-leading crypto news now in living color, guys. In living color. Let's see what they go. That was a little bit loud. I'm sorry for that. It's looking like Lads radios. Is this? All right, Coindesk. And it looks like they started pushing out some content today. So shout out to Coindesk. I thought it was a cool story. Not really sure if it is a cool story now. So, anyways, Coindesk TV launching. It looks like they have YouTube, Twitter. They definitely have some lineups though, right? RAP headphone users. I am one of those. They got some lineups here. First Mover, The Hash, all about Bitcoin, Coin Toss, Community Crypto, and Money Reimagined. Sign of the times. That's all I'll say. Sign of the times. There was another content media network. They had, I don't remember it. It was yellow. If anybody could find that, I'll give them some lads if they remember that. I didn't give you much to work with, but we'll see. Sign of the times. Oh, that's all I'll say. Sign of the... All right. So this is what we got. We got NFTs. We got DeFi. Glad you guys are in the house. Let me know. We had some people come through and ask about... different projects. Let me know. Put those in the comments. And I'll touch on them. Again, we're touching on NFTs first. We'll touch on DeFi second. A lot of good stuff that came out this week. Troina said Coindesk was live on Theta today. I did not check out... So they're live. It says they're live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. They might be also distributing to Theta. Theta's been making kind of a come up there. I appreciate that. Easy saying, got nothing on NFT. They got nothing on NFT Live. They got nothing on Layer 1. They got nothing on the Lats. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. Okay, so we're going to touch on NFTs. Are you guys ready? Give me an R vibe, R tribe in chat, and we will start on these NFTs. I'm excited. Cometh, Doki Doki, Rarible. OpenSea is using Matic now in beta. Transactions are a fraction of the penny. This will take off. Yeah, I think Crypto Stash. He's a guy that I've been following for a long time. He's on Theta. All right, our vibe, our tribe in chat. That means we will get this started. Now, this got passed to me via a couple contacts. We had Cometh. There's some interesting team members in Cometh. Let me see if I can't pull this up for you guys. That way I can kind of read this out loud. Let's see. This is important. Fill this time. This is where I would have been like, Buffalo, please. I just got an email from Celsius saying they're offering 16.5% APY. How is that possible? Okay. All right. I've got the actual stuff here. So Cometh. All right. Let me just read this off, right? The team behind Cometh includes Jerome DeTaichi from Ledger, Julian Boutaloop from and it looks like from Stake DAO, Mark Zeller from integrations lead at Aave, John Lilick, formerly at Consensus, and Martin Koppelman, creator of decentralized marketplace Gnosis. This is a big project. This is a big project that I have no idea about. How did this fall through? How did this fall through my eyes? 4.5 million in liquidity. It's not bad. 741,000 in volume over 24 hours. This is not bad, man. So, looks like a DeFi NFT, and we need to find a new name. Like I can't be just saying, a DeFi NFT mashup. We need to have a new name for mashups there, but it looks like 13. That's an awesome number. 13,000 or 1,337 NFT spaceships in the galaxy. 841 sold on OpenSea. 465 redeemed from Musk staking. We've got some ETH and Musk pool action here. We've got some organized DAOs. So again, I haven't hopped into this. This isn't officially live, I believe, but they're looking to do this bridge. So here's another one. We've got Doki Doki. We've got Cometh going over to Matic. Instead, we are going to go live on Matic for this first iteration of Cometh. This choice was driven by numerous potential synergies within other games and utilities. Next Monday, we will be live and alongside other DeFi NFT games. Right now, I think we need a name for this. What is a DeFi NFT mashup game? Because it just doesn't flow off the tongue. DeFi NFT? Like, no. Aavegotchi, who has been promising game and an NFT marketplace launching this month on Matic. We hope this first release will help us rapidly improve the user experience and game balancing. We have a lot of surprises for you in the coming weeks. Happy mining. I'm gonna look this up. Boom, boom. Some of these Matic tokens have not made it. Okay, so we've got Must here. I'm almost positive this is the game. Cometh, yeah. Down 10%. I don't know. This is what's awesome about Lads here. The Lads, Layer 1 and Lads, we have a bunch of people who are in the industry. Us all helping each other, right? If I don't know something, if I'm not in Cometh, there's got to be a lad in Cometh. So please drop what you guys got in chat. Let us know if you're in this project. Let us know, man. We're waiting. Oh My Coins is saying deft. That's not bad. That's not bad. I originally when you say that, you almost think deaf. I don't know. That might have a little bit of negative sentiment, but I'm all for it, man. Let's see. They auction ships for Meme and Meme Farm. Interesting. It's too much, right? And it's going to be interesting how we cover NFTs in the coming 6 months to a year, because it's a lot going on. A lot going on. So you can't be in everything. A lot of people are in the Ghost pool right now. I think Ghost pool rewards end today, if not tomorrow. So a lot of people are going to be unstaking there. It'll be interesting to watch on QuickSwap as well, on the unstaking that's happening with Ghost. Matic's going to be a big player, man. I don't know. Again, it's hard for me to judge the fundamentals around the NFT protocols. Love Flow. I've said that many times. It's not financial advice. I love Flow. Roham actually is going to be on the channel this week. That's a good reminder. He's going to be on the channel this week on Thursday. So Roham over at Flow, we're going to have him on the podcast on Thursday. Remember, podcasts, they're going to be recorded, guys, not live content. Jiho was here a few days ago, and now look at AXS. Look, the guys come for the Axis pump. Or the lads pump. Woo! Eat your heart out. Crypto Buffalo. Easy in crypto. It's interesting for sure. A little odd they launch on ETH and then swap to Matic versus what Avagachi did and postponed the launch on Matic from the start. There's a lot to this as well, right? We see some projects that will launch their token on ETH and not have like a token launcher, an IDO or an ICO or what have you, with all these different ways to raise money. They'll launch on ETH first and then, port that token over. And it's just, I think, at least this is my opinion, to get the network effect and the capital that's on ETH, because that's where the money is. That's where the money is. I had no idea Axie went up 35% today. Thank you very much. Listen, I need someone in the house, and this is an investment advice, but I'm looking for investment advice. What do I do with my Axie? I'm not looking for investment. How do I say that? Oh my coins, what's the quickest way to hear the podcast episodes? Our normal podcast app? Yeah, you can search Layer 1 podcast at this point. The creator of the Flow Vive marketplace was live in the Whale Discord this morning. Yep, we're going to be talking with, I believe his name's Daniel. We'll be talking with him shortly as well. A lot of really cool things happening. Scott saying, currently explaining to my friends why hardware wallets and metal backup plates are important. For those of you that don't know what metal backplates are, Scott, give it to him in the house, man. Give him that information. Why are metal backplates important? And while you're doing that, I'll bring up the next project to move over to Matic, Doki Doki. So Doki Doki was running, and we've talked with this team. They basically have gachapon machines that you can randomly get NFTs from. So completely random. I might be able to go over to their website here, but they're moving to Matic because guess what? It was costing like $100 to get a spin due to the contract and the way it was set up. It was extremely expensive. I think Doki pumped off this news too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, up 14.9 in 24 hours, 7 days. Looks like some people might have known about this move. $81. We're at $146 right now. For those of you that don't know about what Doki Doki is doing, again, and I'm going to keep this off for now. They're going to be working with creators and artists that can then basically run different NFTs through a machine, right? So each creator is going to have their own machine. I know this is a terrible explainer because nothing's popping up, but it looks like they're in either I need to unlock this. I might be able to do that. Let me see what I got, guys. Still don't see any featured machines. So they also have another coin called Azuki. There's a lot of different things going on with this project here. Doki. I'm going through some of these comments. Thomas was saying, dudes, I was thinking about stable coins, but inflation is so high, but you need at least 37% APR just to match last year's inflation. Scott is saying, when you generate your own wallet and Bitcoin address, you need to write down the digital keys associated with your account. Then they're one of a kind, so if you lose them, all the Bitcoin will be lost. So we now put these digital keys on metal because it's more durable than ink and paper. Exactly. Yeah. Jonathan comes through exactly what Doki needed. I'm seeing Doki Doki exploding in the near future. Yeah, Doki's gonna, they got some interesting things going on. Unfortunately, it looks like the project is, still working on some of the interface, but eventually this will be filled with, oh, here we go. So basically, you can put in here and you can actually get these different NFTs in a randomized fashion. And these will be specific and themed to each specific creator. Apparently super popular in Japan, these gacha machines. All right, that is enough shilling about Doki Doki. Congrats on that Matic team. There's 75 of you in the house. Let's get it going, man. 116 is going to be all-time highs. Let's move on here. Everything go up except EOS. Yeah, it's a tough time, man. I think EOS is popping, though. Isn't EOS popping off? EOS has done okay. They're like 350, aren't they? Yeah, 353. Definitely not 100 or 200%. A lot of different things going on in the markets right now. 43,000. Wax is doing super well. I wish that relationship was fostered a little bit better. Like I wish Wax's success somehow fed back into EOS, but that is a dream long gone. That's for sure. Guys, it's alt season. I don't know if you can tell. It is alt season. All right, this was awesome. I don't know who got in on this Polygonal Mind Mega Cube, but it looks like 2,416 players have been chipping away at tiles from a gigantic Mega Cube inside Decentraland. During the week, an average of 130 players were chipping away at tiles from the Mega Cube at any given moment. So, different prizes. This is what who hurt. NFT Live should have been in this. Congrats to Sparty B Jones. Why wasn't NFT Live in this, man? That's on me. I need to get us in there, guys. All right, drop your NFT news there in the chat. We've got about 30 minutes left. We're going to touch on some DeFi stuff. We've got 75 of you guys in the house. This is pretty big. Rarible's had a rash of negative news. There was a lot of things around their token launch and the way it was distributed and the wash trading and all these different things. Rarible seems to be making a comeback. We had Mark Cuban. We've talked about Mark Cuban. Crypto Chris is in the house saying you're slacking, Q. Yeah, that's on me, man. So Mark Cuban minted some NFTs there, and it looks like Rarible's raising $1.75 million. Coinbase Ventures is a part of this. There's a good amount of people. We'll talk about this round here. We're excited to announce that Rarible has raised a $1.7 million seed round. The round is led by 1KX, who is joined by ParaFi, Coinbase Ventures, Rarible's pre-seed investor CoinFund, Metacartel Ventures, and Bollinger Investment Group. Really cool stuff from Rarible here. Again, they had a ton of things. A lot of things happened with their token early on, which was interesting, but they seem to be bouncing back. We'll continue to to monitor this. And I think monitor is the right word here. Again, there's full decentralization. There's claims of saying, hey, we want to be a little bit more laissez-faire with this, more hands-off. We got to monitor these platforms, man. People are going to take advantage. And you have to be able to monitor your platform and make sure people aren't being taken advantage of, essentially. So a lot of good stuff, but Rarible seems to be doing some good things now. Appreciate their work there. All right. I'm going to move on here to DeFi unless we got anything else. Looks like Cuban tweeted a video about CryptoPunks. Decentraland's bandwidth and CryptoVoxels, it's almost a little bit different, right? Because you have, although I guess it's pretty much the same, but the rendering in both of those worlds makes a lot of people, it's like a non-starter for a lot of people because they really can't even participate in what's going on. So hopefully that continues to get better as we go forward and people can take part in these worlds, because I am seeing that a lot of people, couldn't take part if their PC wasn't, up to snuff. Asmodai saying spent an hour, didn't win anything. Looked cool though. Yeah, I'll give you that. Oh my coins coming in with the hey, you don't FUD flow on my watch here. No, I'm just kidding. NFT news. How about the most recent Top Shot drop fail? Yeah, I'm gonna talk with Roham tomorrow. That interview is gonna be tomorrow, but I'm gonna release the episode on Thursday. They've been dealing with a lot of that recently. They've been dealing with a ton of that recently. So, I mean, listen, I don't think they were. How do I put this? They were probably more successful than they thought early on. They were probably more successful earlier than they thought they were going to be at this time. So my guess, aggressively scaling behind the scenes, trying to fix these things. I know they have like an early user club now where you can get access to some of these drops before other people. So definitely make sure, if you don't know about that, ask in Lad City. The Bitcoin Origins is another one. People were upset, but that's what happens, man. These guys are having successful sales, but they're not going to be perfect. I got Unilayer 40. I think that's an even better entry than Qmaster. Yeah, I mean, like actually, technically, you are correct because my entry level was like 55. What is Unilayer sitting at? Not investment advice, guys. 46. All right, my man is up. Mass Mage is up. Let's see. I got one pack. I have to get in line and then pay close attention. Easy saying, but I miss those fancy hollow packs. CryptoLander is. Hey, listen. If Qmaster is a thing, we can attempt to kind of solidify that. Jonathan DeWiner. Let me know how to say that, by the way. I know I just butchered that. Street Fighter is around the corner. Are you going to get in on a queue? Speaking of that, let me bring this up for you guys. You can actually claim a Blanca. Let me make sure I get this for you guys. As gas fees continuously going higher. You guys can claim a Blanca there on Atomic Hub. Shout out to XPlow. No, it wasn't me. Shout out to XPlow for making that available for you guys, or at least like finding the link. Well, obviously, Street Fighter and Wax and all that are going to be big players here. I pinned that up to the top. That's a free claim from one of their characters from the upcoming drop here. Don't ever say I didn't do anything for you guys. I watch. A lot of people think that's the lads link. Unfortunately, for those of you that want the lads right now, that is not the lads link. You're going to have to stay a little bit longer. So claim your Blanca. 75 of you guys in the house. I will be moving on to DeFi here. I love the NFTs discussion, though, that we're going to be having. Oh, another thing before I move on. I want to give a quick shout out to Wolves of Wall Street Finance. This is the next DeFi and NFT project we are actually working with. You see, this pre-sale is going to be live in 6 days, about 7 days actually. Looks like 3 p.m. on next Monday. They've got a pre-sale going on. A lot of interesting things. We can kind of see the NFT there. They're doing some NFT and DeFi mashups. You can kind of see you can kind of see their token economics here. They're going to be launching this WOWs token. The WOWs token is going to be used in different Yearn vaults, stake and farm in Yearn strategies without the SFTs leaving your wallet. They're doing some interesting things with SFTs. We're going to be running some giveaways. So I believe we talked with the team, and there's going to be 2 $100 USD WOW giveaways as well as 2 of these NFTs. So they've got the boys, as you can see, and the wolves. So this is an example of a boy. Interesting stuff they're doing with the play on words there. But Wolves of Wall Street .finance will be doing a giveaway very, very shortly. And they'll be having some yield farming strategies. These guys strike me as having a really, really innovative idea. Not as much marketing around what they're doing, right? So really interesting stuff where you're talking about using yield farming strategies with NFTs. There's a gamification here. I think there's going to be like a corporate rating, and then you have to defend. So depending on which NFT that you hold or which SFT you hold, you're either defending or attacking. Raid the profits pool or defend and compound your profits. So really innovative stuff that they're doing. Again, we're working with them. They are going to sponsor NFT Live. But this is going to be dope. And we're going to be doing 2 different giveaways with these guys. So just wanted to give them a quick shout out. All right, that will be about it, guys, for the NFT section. We're going to touch on the DeFi section there. Let's see if I can hit any of these comments. Thomas is saying Mobox has DeFi NFTs that are projected to be used in 3 crypto games in 2021. Choin is saying there's a drop each day for the next 10 days. I'll DM you the link. Ooh. Wax is getting interesting. Thanks for the Blanca tip. Choina is saying, I just sent you the link for the next 10 Street Fighter drops. Thank you, Choina. Jonathan saying, hell yeah, Wolves of Wall Street. We are doing a Wolves Army Lotto in 21 hours for anyone setting their alarms for giveaways. Interesting stuff, guys. All right. We are at 74 of you guys in the house. All-time high is 116. We can push it. Get the word out. Get it out in Lad City. Don't be afraid to use that @here tag. I don't know about that everyone tag. You guys use that at your own discretion. All right, we talked about Wi-Fi. This is an interesting piece right now, okay? Why is this an interesting piece? Shep thinks it's an interesting piece too. Why is this interesting? Because Wi-Fi launched with this fair distribution tactic. We've talked about this ad nauseum. I'm not going to touch on it too much. But they launched fair distribution to the community. Nothing went to the devs. We're all kind of kumbaya. Everyone's working on this together. Well, Andre had a problem with that. Some of the devs had problems with that because they couldn't fund things necessarily on the project. People in DeFi, they're not as connected to the projects. They're more connected to the yield. We've talked about yield hoppers before. So what does Wi-Fi do? They put in a governance proposal to mint more Wi-Fi. This was essentially not a part of the original vision of Wi-Fi, right? It was a locked amount of tokens. That was the meme, just like Bitcoin. If you're not hip to this already, it's that DeFi is about narrative. It's not about anything that's locked in long term. It's about being able to use, one, the funds that are flowing within that little sub-industry, but also the ability for the influencers and those people pushing the products, the ability to push the narrative. Again, the whole narrative around Wi-Fi was that it was never going to change. This fair distribution launch was going to be the new thing. This was the new way that projects were going to be created. And they pushed it over and over and over again. And then it just changed. New narrative. So I'll commend a lot of guys in the DeFi industry for knowing when, how, and what to do to push a narrative. But this was essentially the golden standard, right? The golden boy of the DeFi movement. and they're changing the narrative. So at press time, 6,666 tokens is about, and that has to be in the millions, right? Somebody get me those numbers. 32,663. That is the cost of Wi-Fi. What is that, in those tokens that are minted? It's hard to keep narrative the same with the DAO. Well, that's not what they were saying. That's not what they were saying when it launched. This was going to be the new way that we were going to distribute tokens. This was going to be, they were never going to be more than a certain amount. That's not what they were saying. It wasn't the composability that the narrative they were pushing, that, oh, maybe this would change, through the DAO. The one thing I will give DeFi, although, again, the narratives are interesting to me because they'll push whatever they want to push. If it's going to be picked up by the community, there's a lot of guys that'll push narratives that just aren't true. But the one thing they are doing is innovating. I'll give them that. That was EOS's thing for a long time. People were giving a lot of heat to EOS about governance and all these different things. God, do you remember the ECAF? That was an absolute... That one specifically was like a abomination. But there were a lot of things that EOS was doing that people were giving, specifically like ADA and a couple of these other protocols that weren't launching. They were innovating and therefore messing up. Well, shit, we need someone to innovate and mess up. So that's one thing I'll give Wi-Fi. That's one thing I'll give those guys, is that they're the first ones to the door. It's not going to look perfect, right? Okay, we got about 82 in the house. Mike Scott said holders can vote. That's why you got to pick projects that have mint functions turned off. That's fair. Yeah, and that's DAO governance in action. That's DAO governance in action. So if anybody can get me those numbers, I would love to see what 30, and I'm doing other things. But if you guys can get me what 6,666 is if Wi-Fi is at 32,000, I believe that's what we saw. Okay, Mike Scott says, like Bond, DAO just launched yesterday, backed by Stanny and Kane, tokenizing risk. 10 million tokens and no way for DAO to change it since code has it turned off. Yeah, but can't you just fork the actual code and like continue the project? You can fork the code, change the ability to mint to on, and then continue running with that project. Forgive me if I'm just having a kind of open conversation here, but that's kind of the idea, right? If you don't like if you don't like a specific feature of an open source project, you can therefore fork it, switch the feature, and be fine. All right, this is interesting. A little bit over my pay grade and a little bit over my head with a lot of what Sushi is doing. Mike's saying you could, but it wouldn't be the same DAO. That's fair. MISO. I don't even know where to start with this. We got about 76 in the house. Where's Buff at? Buff's like traveling all around. I heard the last time I saw him, he was in Mexico on the coasts. He was like scrubbing down a boat or something. That might actually have been Shawshank Redemption ending. I don't know. All right. MISO, minimal initial Sushiswap offering. Okay. Again, this is going to be, you guys do your own research here, as it looks like 213 million. God damn. Okay. MISO is a suite of open source smart contracts created to ease the process of launching a new project on Sushiswap exchange. MISO is a place for token creators and communities to launch new project tokens. We aim to create a launchpad for both technical and non-technical project founders, which will allow communities and projects access to all the options they need for a secure and successful deployment to the Sushiswap exchange. Here's a lot of the features here. Token Factory, a factory to create tokens for projects, fixed supply, mintable sushi token. Fermentation, vaulting, escrow options for locking up tokens over time. Market, contracts for initial token offerings, fixed price crowd sale, batch auctions, and Dutch auctions. Farm, fresh tokens can be farmed for rewards by users. And launcher, easy liquidity migrations, set a portion of raised funds to create a new Sushiswap pool and migrate trustlessly. What does that mean? That's a lot. That is a lot. You can kind of see the MISO factory here. Again, a lot to go through. But it looks like a transparent and primarily code-based, right? Like we work with Roll in a lot of different ways to create LADs. This looks like very, very just code-based way to actually launch an ERC20 token and have liquidity within Sushiswap around the time that you launch it. Thanks to a bit of magic combining our ingredients, clone factories, and some help from features in smart contract language Viper, we can do all of the following in just one transaction. Create a fixed supply of ERC20s, deploy the contract, funds crowd sale contracts with new tokens, creates a liquidity launcher, funds liquidity launcher with a portion of new tokens, deploys a fresh pool. There's a reason that sushi is getting so much love. This is like along the lines of like Uniswap creating this AMM feature level of genius. And again, way out of my pay grade to break at what SBF and them are doing down here, but seems like a really, really ingenious way to do this. So that's MISO. Sushi's doing super well. Let's check them out really quick. 14 bucks. That sushi smells good. Here's another thing. I love me some miso soup. I don't know where I'm going with that, but I love me some miso. All right, this is an interesting story right here coming from Uma. Uma's done really well over the past, I would say, month, just like a lot of the other, DeFi narrative heavily focused there. Tokens. Uma's launching U-Stonks. Oh, shit. The U-Stonks token is a synthetic that tracks an index consisting of 10 stocks that are most commented on Wall Street bets. The first token launch will be U-Stonks March 21 and will consist of the 10 tickers below. This token will base its index off of the December 31st, 2020 exchange closes. You can see the construction of the index in the table below. We got GameStop. We got AMC. That looks like Nokia. I'm being tested right now. Tesla. Apple, obviously. You can tell my experience with these traditional stocks, huh? All right, the U-Stonks March 21 token will expire at 4 p.m. on March 31st, 2021. The exact closing prices on the NYSE and NYSE ARCA and NASDAQ exchanges for each stock will be used to calculate the final settlement of the U-Stonks index. This is dope. Synthetic assets and synthetic derivatives are interesting to me because they allow people access to different tokens in a decentralized manner. The fact that they're doing this based on the most commented in Wall Street bets is a whole nother level of Chad. And technically, I mean, there's thesis around like why that would do super well. I mean, GameStop and AMC are probably absolutely getting completely wrecked right now. So maybe you'd rather short this. Mike Scott saying a Reddit ad during Super Bowl yesterday. Epic 5 seconds. I didn't see that one. I was too busy watching the Kansas City Chiefs get their ass kicked. Thank God I didn't bet on that. All right, Uma. I like it. Okay, we are at the last story, guys. So break down anything else you want me to touch on. I haven't looked at Gala. I've seen Gala mentioned a couple times here in the chat. What is Gala? Am I completely missing this? Gala.games? Owned by the players. Join the revolution. Break this down for me like I'm 5. Looks like they're partnered with Polyant. Looks like they got the right partners. Haven't looked into Gala. Apologies for saying. Haven't done that. All right, the last piece right now. I'm getting lit up here. Tom Brady's the GOAT. Why would anyone bet against Brady in the Super Bowl? Cryptolander just doubled. I don't know what just doubled. Just doubled what? Just doubled what? XPlow officially more rings than Thanos. That is actually right. E-Gamers Blockchain Games. What's going on? He's saying, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up with you? E-Gamers Blockchain Games. What's going on today? Nice to see you here. So here's Gala. Oh, the instant breakdown. The instant breakdown. Drop the PDF. Do you want to come on? I'll drop you the invitation. You can just video it up. I'm just kidding. Yeah, give us a breakdown of Gala. Would love to see that. All right, while I'm doing this, or while eGamers is breaking this down for us, I'm going to take us through Armor.fi announcing strategic backers. Delphi is getting into this. The Lao is getting into this. Alameda Research getting in. Armor.fi is giving you guys pay-as-you-go insurance on DeFi, basically. Armor is the first ever dynamic coverage brokerage protocol for DeFi. It empowers its users to permissionlessly leverage a pay-as-you-go and only pay what you owe coverage system for their funds across pre-selected protocols. Awesome, man. Awesome stuff. Good to see the DeFi infrastructure being built out. We'll keep up with Armor. That's a hell of a good list of backers, by the way. Alameda. Defiance. Delphi. The Lao. Really good. Paul Young saying, I saw a bald eagle at the cabin. Does that mean I ape in XRP? Yes, 100%. Do that now. Actually, live stream it so we can watch. Gala has a circulating supply of 50 billion, just a heads up. Okay, we're getting a lot of Gala talk here. Getting a lot of Gala talk. Let's see. Typically, I tend not to get in up here. Just a personal preference. All right, guys. We are pretty close to the end of the episode here. We are pretty close to the end of the episode. There's 83 of you guys in the house. What are you doing to add the most value to the LADS token? And I tried to provide liquidity, but I couldn't figure it out. What am I doing to add the most value to the LADS token? And I tried providing liquidity, but I couldn't figure it out. Well, first and foremost, we're a content network. So a lot of what we're doing with the LADS token is dependent on the content that we provide. So first and foremost, I'd say I'm here every day providing content, getting others interested in LADS and interested in what we're doing. A lot of the LADS token utility is going to be based around events. So you see poker night, you see game night, you see what we're trying to do in metaverses, or at least will. A lot of that is going to be exclusive access to LADS holders only. So a lot of things is creating exclusive access to both content and events, as well as distribution of NFTs. We've done NFT auctions, we've done NFT giveaways specifically to LADS holders. But the awesome thing about social tokens is we're at the very, very beginning of whatever all of this is. That's what's so awesome. So I would say for the holders that have been around for a long time, we could have definitely took another approach and say, we're going to completely gate access to a lot of our content. We're going to completely gate access to LAD City. You need to have 500 LADs immediately upon, trying to even access LADs. But that kind of wasn't the vision of how we saw LADs being, right? We wanted it to be open. So yeah, in the short term, probably could have seen more price appreciation if we said, nope, gating this access. But those members would not have had the experiences they had. And the people that we see in the chat today who are a part of LADS fully would not have gotten the ability to do that. So to answer that question, and I think some people are actually coming through with some answers. Simba saying, how about the LADS token? NFT Army saying LADS City, layer 1 content, so much awesome stuff. And Crypto Chris is coming through with likely kind of succinctly putting what I was talking about, subscription as a utility. And that will only be built out over time. So I hope that answered some of your questions. We're trying to get LADs in the hands of a lot of people. We're trying to get that, as Dimitri would call it, velocity of money, velocity of LADs increased. Paul Young is doing some interesting things. Also known as Fishy. He's doing some interesting things in the LADs community that we haven't kind of announced yet, specifically on the Wax blockchain. So we're doing some interesting things with LADs, but the craziest thing is that we're really only at the beginning of what we're trying to do with LADs. So I hope that answers your question. If you guys have any more questions, we have a ton of LADs in LAD City right now that would be free to answer that for you. So love the questions that came through. Mass Mage, I appreciate you asking that. We got 85 of you guys in the house. So I've got more questions here. Oh, the last thing I will say one more time about that is the idea, and we touched on it earlier, of having the DAO. And the DAO would most likely, and we've talked about this multiple times as a team, be open to access by the top LADs holders. That's just kind of the way that we're looking to roll out our DAO. So that's another one that's on the roadmap here. But I appreciate those questions. Mike Scott's asking, how high do you think DPI will go this cycle? I mean, it's gone extremely high up to this point. I mean, the DeFi has absolutely exploded. So I might not necessarily be the right person to ask, would we be seeing the cycle that we're seeing right now, or the continuation of the cycle, if we didn't have Elon coming through, busting down the doors? Possibly. But I don't know how far DeFi as a whole continues to go. I'm sure, it depends on what, side of the argument you're on with being a maxi. If you're a DeFi maxi, it's the future of finance, right? So could still go on. Dima is in the house. Wow. Everybody, our vibe, our tribe in the house for the beard. Give me man, this is awesome. I just dropped the beard token in the house, man. Congratulations to Dima as well. I don't know if he wants to announce his new job, but he did just get a new job. Awesome to hear from him. I'm sure everyone's freaking out in chat. Yeah, we have Roham from Flow here at the end of the week. I will be asking him when I probably won't be asking him when Americans can trade Flow. He'll probably just like leave immediately. Our Vibe, our tribe's in the house. Beard's in the house. We got 90 people. Round up all the lads. Tell them the Beard's in the house. Amazing stuff. We miss you, bro. A lot of you don't know this, but when we first started Layer 1 Live, it was me, Dimitri, and another one of our colleagues. And we would do Layer 1 Lives for 8 people. 8 to 12. When we hit 20, it was like the best day of our lives when it comes to Layer 1. I'm telling this story because I'm getting the lads. I'm adding a bonus too because the Beard is here. So, sorry guys, I'm doing a little bit of a filler so that I could get this ready for you guys. 91 in the house. I'm adding 500 lads to this bonus because Dimitri's in the house. Got to do that for him. Not 500 lads per person. Easy. Settle down. All right, what do we got to? Perm's asking, what are you up to now, Dimitri? Can you tell us? We miss you, Beard. Our Vibe, our tribe. Scott was saying, I was there, yo. Dima saying he'll have updates for you guys soon. Troy is saying that today's numbers will be laughable one day too. I agree with that. Great to see Dimitri back in the house. I will be dropping the lads link here shortly. Ronan's giving the dab. Everybody says they miss the Beard. So he will. Crypto Chris saying, no, now you're committed to 500 lads a person. What a way to end this episode, guys. The Beard coming back. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Now, if you guys wanted legitimate comments on ETH futures and what that means for the markets, that would be Dimitri actually on this channel talking about it. But I did my best. All right, guys, I'm going to give you the schedule, and then I'm going to get up out of here. And then I'll obviously give you guys the lads as well. But the schedule for this week, it's going to be NFT Live at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. We're going to be with Wolves of Wall Street on that episode. We had Axie Infinity on last week. We have the podcast with Flow on Thursday. That's going to be launched. We've got Layer 1 Live on Friday and Lads Game Night on Friday, as well as Lads Poker. That's going to be that special event. We're going to do it at noon Eastern. If you guys need to find the content, it's in Lads City. Llama will get you set up. Our moderators will get you set up with the content. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Guys, 93 in the house. Can we get to a hundo? All right. Awesome episode. I will drop the link now. I already kind of laid out the schedule. The next piece that we're going to have is NFT Live on Wednesday. Awesome stuff from Ronan here. Awesome stuff from the Buffalo. Glad that you guys could stop by. Shout out to the Beard once again. Dropping the link in the house. All right, that link is dropped. Awesome stuff, guys. Please, on your way out, please like, comment, subscribe. Tell your grandmother about Layer 1 Live. Hit us up with the likes. Hit us up with the comments. Share it on Twitter. Do what you got to do. Appreciate you guys stopping by today. Awesome, man. What a great time. Appreciate it. See you next time. Or wait. Until next time. Happy trading.